Hello, I'm Michelle Murphy, and welcome to Murphy & Company. And today I'm here to talk about the 22nd Hamptons International Film Festival, which is coming up on October 9th through the 13th, and it comes back every year. It will be 5 days of films from around the world, which we're all so excited about. And today we have Anne Chasson, who is the executive director, and David Nugent, who is the artistic director, here with us. But just before I get to them, I do want to say that, in case you didn't know, the Film Festival is a year-round nonprofit organization. It's a 501c3, and they have all sorts of things going on in the summer, and I'm going to get these folks back again during the year to tell us all the things that go on, not only during the Film Festival. But welcome, guys. It's so great to have you and have you take time out of your very busy schedule right now.
Thank you.
It's nice to be here.
Mm-hmm. And had you been here to our little studio before, either of you? LTV?
I have several times
Yeah.
because we do a program with LTV for student workshops in the summer. So
Yes.
I've been here with your team doing different things.
Oh,
here and there.
great. So you and our wonderful executive director, Seth Redless.
Seth Redless,
run
that's
that,
right.
Which is fantastic. So that's an example of things going on beyond the film festival.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And I wanted to tell everybody, because they're going to be very excited to know that from the very beginnings of this wonderful event, which I heard about when somebody had the seedling in their mind one day, they said, I think I'm going to start a film festival out here. They told me about this. And it was Tony Ross, the beautiful, glamorous Tony Ross, and Stuart Matsuno were on the board from the very beginning. And it was just a little inkling of an idea. And look what it's grown into. It's amazing. And it gives us all such sparkle because after the summer, those of us who live out here feel quite bereft, abandoned, and forlorn because everyone has left. And suddenly, around now, everybody starts wearing black, and they're very glamorous, and we don't know them, and they're strangers, and they're hip, and they're cool, and they bring us this film festival. So thank you.
Sure, our pleasure.
Absolutely.
And Anne has one.
And I have
Oh, yeah.
decided to wear it.
Uniform,
Yes.
You feel
In
right.
honor.
Yes.
Yeah. So we have, I'm going to start with the juicy part of the film festival for people who are starstruck, and then we get into the really nitty-gritty of what's going on. But one of my favorite parts of it is, of course, because I talk so much, it's called In Conversation With. And you have various people who we all know and love who come and are interviewed. We have Patricia Clarkson, Laura Dern, Mark Ruffalo, Joel Schumacher, and Hilary Swank. And they're all going to be here, and also expected to be in attendance will be one of my favorite people, who is Albert Maysles.
It's true.
And you're going to have also Ty Sheridan, Bruce Greenwood, Ann Dowd, and many, many others.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the In Conversation With and how you find these folks, or do they find you? How does that all come about?
Sure, you want to take this?
Well, I'll start from the history of it. So
Yes.
we're so proud of this program, particularly because it was one of the first signature programs we had for the Hamptons International Film Festival. In the beginning, it was a surprise conversation with, and the first two people were Steven Spielberg and Martin Scorsese. And we've done it every single year since then, multiple times. It's no longer a surprise, obviously, but some years it's 2 conversations, some years it's 3, some years it's 5. It just depends on what films we have, who's available, who we think is someone interesting to have to introduce to the East End. Many different reasons, and David can tell you why these 5 this year, of course.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Anne really hit a lot of the important parts there, but it's about the people that are making the films or acting in the films that we think our audiences would like to hear more from than just the conversations that take place after the screenings. So, Hilary Swank this year stars in our Sunday centerpiece film, which is called The Homesman. Hilary is a two-time Academy Award winner and gives just a really fearless and interesting performance in this film, so she's out with that. Patricia Clarkson stars in the U.S. premiere of a film called Learning to Drive, which is playing in both Southampton and East Hampton. She's an actor that we've admired for so many years, and I think our audiences would really like to hear from. Joel Schumacher is someone we're honoring this year with the Golden Starfish Award for Lifetime Achievement in Directing. He's someone who's been a part of this community for many years and who we admire so much as a director, so that's how that worked out. And then Mark Ruffalo is the star of our Saturday centerpiece film, which is called Foxcatcher, which was at the Cannes Film Festival. Gosh, I just blanked on her. Oh, Laura Dern is the star of a film called Wild by Jean-Marc Vallée, who made Dallas Buyers Club, and that's our Southampton opening night film, and she's just another actor who has such an interesting career, dating all the way back to her films with David Lynch, all the way up to this film, which is her latest film. So for us...
And her father was
Yeah,
a conversation
that's right.
with last year, Bruce Dern.
I was there for that.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
We're going to get through the whole family.
Exactly.
Right. And she had the wonderful program on television, the series
She did, and I don't...
Enlightened.
I loved
exactly.
it. I loved it. I
wish
watched it
would
as
keep
well.
on. It was
Yeah.
so unique.
So funny.
Fabulous. And then Patricia Clarkson was on HBO's 6 Feet Under, which people will remember her from that. And I know she went to Yale, and she had an Academy Award nomination from Pieces of April. She's so accomplished.
She's great. We're really excited
What an
about
interesting woman. I'm very excited. I've never really gotten to hear her speak personally, so that'll be very interesting.
good.
She's a very artistic
that. She
figure.
is indeed.
Yes.
And very much a part of the New York film community, which is
Yes.
something we like too. There's not that there's a simple division between LA and New York, but there are some people that really sort of feel like they're a big part of the New York film community in both sort of big films, but also in independent films like
Yes.
Pieces of April. And she really represents that. And so
And
we're
she started on Broadway.
yeah,
So
Right.
So
she's
we're-
a real
She was
New
in High
Yorker.
Art.
yeah. She was
That's how it really kicked off.
yeah.
Which,
High Art. It was an independent film from the late 90s.
by Lisa Cholodenko.
She was in Far From Heaven.
yes.
She's been in so many films.
I
She's
know.
had an amazing career, but she's always been incredibly willing to help out the
she's
independent
very humble.
film community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you also have the 2 awards are being given out.
Right.
And you also have something called Master Class for 2 of these interviews. So I don't know if you want to get into that, or is that too intricate, or?
Well, it's the master's class with Hilary Swank. So we're partnering with Variety,
Yes.
who we work with on our 10 to Watch program, which is the showcase of up-and-coming actors, which is sort of, they've been honoring up-and-coming actors with a 10 to Watch program for years, and we
I love
for...
that tender watch.
No, 10 to Watch.
10 to
Sorry. 10 to Watch is nice, too.
They do
That's my
10 to
poetic-
watch on actors, directors,
Of course.
producers,
Yeah,
etc.
comedians,
Yeah.
Right.
screenwriters, and
Yeah.
so on. And for many years at the Hamptons Film Festival, we've had a showcase for up-and-coming actors as well. It was called Rising Stars for many years, and we
Right.
had Emily Blunt come through, and Blake Lively, and Rooney Mara, and Jessica Chastain, and a lot of great up-and-coming actors.
Goodness.
So
Has she blossomed.
she has
Yeah.
she's really taken off, yeah. So now we partner with Variety on the 10 to Watch program. So
And you're doing that this year?
we're doing that this year.
This is our 3rd year.
Yeah,
Third year.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Steve Gatos, who's
Exciting.
our executive editor, is coming out, and he's actually going to do
Of
the
Variety.
from Variety.
Yes.
And Hilary Swank is sort of the mentor to these actors. So when we do this program with a lot of these young up-and-coming actors, we like to have an established actor be able to spend some time with them and impart some wisdom. So we've had Vanessa Redgrave do it in the past, and Alec Baldwin, and Susan Sarandon, and a lot of great
Frances
Stanley Tucci,
McDormand.
Frances McDormand.
And everyone is invited who can get a ticket to participate by watching this master class?
Yeah, there's 2 ways. You can both see the 10 to Watch panel. We have a selection of the actors come out, and Steve Gatos will moderate a panel with them at Guildhall, where they will talk about their young careers. And then separately, Steve Gatos will moderate a master's class with Hilary Swank, where you can really kind of hear. And so that we're doing as one of our conversations with is the master's class.
Right,
Exactly.
right. The conversation is that.
Yeah.
I see.
And then they present present her with an award for.
For a Creative Impact Acting Award.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
That's
Variety.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic.
So Joel Schumacher gets our award for Lifetime Achievement
Right.
in directing. It's called the Golden Starfish Award. And then she will get this award from Variety.
Yes, and he directed 2 episodes of House of Cards, which my husband and I have been addicted to and can't wait for season 2.
Love that, too.
He did that, and he also directed the film adaptation of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera.
That's right.
Which is amazing how many of these people wear such different hats and stay current with what's happening. Oh, boy.
He's great. Very
Agreed.
talented.
Very talented. Now, tell us a little bit about Sloan, and they're a great sponsor of yours.
Diaf, do you want to?
Yes, so it's the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation,
Yes.
which is an organization that is to promote the arts and science, not the arts and sciences, we'll back up. You say exactly who they are.
Okay, sure.
He can say it longer and better than I
Right,
can, then I'll say what they
it's
do for us.
intricate.
That's better.
Sure. Alfred P. Sloan was the founder of General Motors. He had a great
Really?
yes. He had a great interest in science and technology. So when he passed away, he gave his money to a foundation called the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation, which promotes public awareness and understanding of science and technology through the arts and through education. And their mission really it's science, technology, invention. Economics,
Mathematics.
physics, mathematics, so a number of really interesting subjects. So
Yeah.
they support both scientists doing research, they support a lot of programs that you'll hear about on NPR and PBS, things like Radiolab or NOVA and things like that. And then they also support arts organizations and universities. So we're the first film festival.
We were the very first film festival that
Yes.
the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation gave a grant to. And back then, and still today, it was to award a feature film that was filling that mission of arts, technology, science and technology, not
Exactly.
arts and
Yes.
sciences.
Yes. Well, it's arts and sciences
It's
come
arts and
together
sciences,
for the
yeah.
program.
There you go.
They're all together.
And so
Yeah.
it was
Right.
Denise Cassell, who was Anne's predecessor, and she and Doran Weber, who's vice president of programs over at the Sloan Foundation, came up with this idea of a way to collaborate. And it's really been great. And so now we've been doing it. This will be our 15th year.
It's our 15th year,
15th
and
year.
we've expanded the program over the years multiple times, but what has stayed the same is this $25,000 award that the Sloan Foundation gives to a feature film that fulfills that mission. And so this year, the film is
Sure, yeah. This year the film is called The Imitation Game, and it stars Benedict Cumberbatch, Keira Knightley, and Matthew Good, and it is about Alan Turing, who's the British mathematician and code breaker who helped break the Enigma code in World War II, which helped the Allies beat the Nazis in World War II. So it's a really, really fascinating story, and Benedict Cumberbatch obviously is a great actor. And
getting tons of accolades for the role.
exactly. So,
Aren't these two something? I mean, they're amazing.
well, you.
You're,
a lot
you're,
to say.
I'm going to have them back so I can get into their careers. But, you know, Anne has had her own film company. She's newly married. She's so beautiful. And David has won awards of teaching at Harvard and has a new baby. And you guys, and yet you're also handling all of this. And you're involved with Lincoln Center, I believe.
I was, yes.
Oh,
yes.
didn't fit
for a
that
year.
all quite in.
No, no,
I bet.
this is a full-time job.
I think it is. I think it is. But you two, and when I hear you both rattling off all of these facts, how do you keep them? And I've seen you up there.
You've seen me up there? Golly.
Introducing the films, and you know, you only have a sentence or two to give, but here you are, and you two can rattle off all this stuff.
Well, it's exciting for us
all in
because
your
we work on it
Yeah.
for 52 weeks a year, and then there's
Yeah.
these few weeks of the year where we actually get
You
to
ever
talk about the
sleep?
films and everything sometimes.
And communicate everything that we
Yeah.
do. And plus, we have a pretty busy summer, so
Yeah.
Very busy
lots
summer.
of programming in the summer.
How do you
So
look so good? It's already the fall. You should look exhausted.
Well, see us in a few weeks, and we
Yeah.
will look exhausted. But
yes,
Anyway, this is so exciting about the Alfred P. Sloan. They have given, I've read, I think I'm quoting you, 100 filmmakers awards through
This-
HIFF, right?
Well, we've given $25,000 to 15 feature films over this partnership, but we've also developed hundreds of scripts and people who are looking to do a film that is about science in some way, science or technology, through other programs that we do, which we can tell you about the next time.
Well,
But quickly, they do also support 4 other film festivals. So they've actually helped thousands of filmmakers get their films into production. It's pretty extraordinary.
It is extraordinary. It's changing the world, you know. It really does. And what you folks offer us, it's like 5 days of getting an education on every subject that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
sometimes there's 5 films at once that I want to see and cover and talk about on my show, Murphy and Company. So I won't be able to watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
How many of the films do you two get to watch in your busy schedules, or do you have staff that screens all the entries you get in? It's overwhelming.
It is a lot of films. You know, we start looking at films. Ann and I go to the Sundance Film Festival in January, which sort of kicks off the season of looking at films, both for the festival itself as well as the Summer Docs program that we do with Alec Baldwin here at Guildhall.
At Guildhall.
Yep. And then what we call open for submissions in around February, which means that's when filmmakers can start sort of just sending us their films, and they send us a few thousand films. So I'm the artistic director, and I have a small team of people I work with, led by Ina Pira, who really do a great job looking at the films. And then we have what we call a screening committee of around 20 people as well, who help us go through those 2,000
Leslie
films.
Gelb, I think, is one of them.
Yes,
A good friend.
exactly.
Wow.
And then we
Lucky.
narrow those down, and Ann and I also go to some other film festivals throughout the year. We look at a lot of films, and we narrow the, let's say, 2,500 films that are ultimately considered down to the 125 films that really end up in the festival. Yeah, so I see most of them, not all of them, because I have some colleagues who also see some films and program them, but Ann sees many
And I
of them as
try
well.
to see as many as I
in
can.
between doing all the things she does.
I mean,
so.
sometimes we'll get a screener, or it'll be a timed link that we can go to that we can see something, and other times we have to actually go to the theater to see it as well, just based off it's an up-and-coming film. They don't necessarily give you a link. So
But it is a challenge of time.
It
certainly,
is.
to see all of the things.
It really is.
But it's the best part of it, because Ann and I both love films. You know, Ann's also a
Yes,
filmmaker.
and your background in
and,
film, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
so for
And
us,
you teach film history as
I've been
well,
teaching
and
film
Is
history,
it
yeah.
at the New School?
Yeah,
as
exactly.
well.
Yeah.
So you too, this is your passion anyway.
that's
is,
right.
yeah.
So that's the secret for young people. Do what you love,
There we
you know?
go.
And you'll say, why am I getting paid for this? This is so much fun.
yes.
Anyway, I thought we would talk just a little bit, a rundown of some of the exciting films. The opening night film at Guildhall on October 9th is a comedy, and we'll start it off laughing, called St. Vincent's.
Yes.
Right?
Yep. St. Vincent, exactly,
Yes.
by Ted Melfi, which
Yes.
is a personal story of his about a young boy who is living with his mother, played by Melissa McCarthy in the film,
Yes.
and they move in next to a character played by Bill Murray. And Bill Murray sort of starts to take care of the young boy throughout the course of the film.
Take care of.
And
Right.
yeah,
I read about
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
With
exactly.
Naomi Watts, the stripper.
With his girlfriend,
quite
played by a
hilarious.
Russian
It's
stripper,
funny.
Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
Starts
and
it
for
off
us, it's nice to start the festival with a film that has a sort of upbeat tone and that has a lot of great actors in
very
it. And
poignant,
so,
right?
yeah, it's a very moving film too, yeah. But it's great, so we think our audiences are going to love that.
Oh, and they say he was made for this role.
Well, that's,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
he is, yeah.
And then in Southampton, the opening night film is the East Coast premiere, Wild.
Yes, Wild, which is by Jean-Marc Vallée, who actually came to the Hamptons Film Festival about 5 years ago with a film called The Young Victoria. It was a U.S. premiere of that
Yes,
film.
I
It starred.
loved seeing that at the
Was
festival.
that Emily Blunt?
It was Emily Blunt,
Blunt, that's right.
who was also one of our former rising stars. So
Yes.
he was out here 5 years ago. Martin Scorsese produced that film, and Jean-Marc Vallée directed it. And then
Amazing film.
a couple last year he made Dallas Buyers
Talk
Club.
about, again, switching gears.
Yeah.
I mean, to the Dallas Buyers
Yeah,
Club
exactly.
from the Young
Young
Victoria.
Victoria.
Oh, my
Absolutely,
gosh.
very different film, but the
Yeah.
Dallas Buyers Club was so well received. It was nominated for Best Picture, Best Editor, Best Director. It won Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. So this is Jean-Marc Vallée's follow-up, based on Cheryl Strayed's memoir about her 1,100-mile trek through the Pacific Crest Trail after a very tough time in her life and the loss of her mother, who's played by Laura Dern in the film. So Reese Witherspoon plays Cheryl Strayed, and we have the director, Jean-Marc Vallée, coming out, as well as Laura Dern, and I think our audiences are really going to like that film.
And there's it's involved with drug addiction recovery.
She is she was
Yeah.
having a real tough time
Yeah.
leading up to this hike that she
Right.
took, and
It's going to be very empowering.
yes, it is very much so. You know, it was one of Oprah's book selections. It was a bestseller, and it's a it's a book that a lot of people really like, and it was turned into just a beautiful movie. So.
Right, and so it opens in Southampton, then we play it again
Yeah,
in
and then we'll
East
play it again
Hampton.
in East Hampton the next day, exactly.
Yeah, because the getting around can preclude you getting to everything. And then on Saturday, you have the centerpiece, Foxcatcher.
Yes.
And that is Steve Carell, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
Steve Carell plays John DuPont, the heir to the DuPont fortune. It's based on the true story that happened, 15 years ago or so. And it also stars Mark Ruffalo and Channing Tatum and Vanessa Redgrave. And so the director, Bennett Miller, who also made Moneyball as well as Capote, is going to be out at the festival with Mark Ruffalo as well. And it's Ann and I were at the Cannes Film Festival, and this is one of the films I saw there, and it's one of the films that really made a big impression on me this year, and it's very much a movie about how wealth and power can corrupt. And I think it's a film that's a really interesting one to have at this festival. And for those who don't remember the story, because it certainly got a lot of attention, but this was 15 years ago, the television news cycle was not what it is now, so it didn't get as much attention as it would have, say, if it happened this year. But it's a really interesting and dark, twisted story. And
that's what I was going to say. I wasn't sure if I would be giving it away if I said that. but
well,
I
that's the
had
thing,
read
I
about
think
it.
a lot of people don't remember it, and I vaguely remember it happening, but I didn't remember exactly how it played out, and I didn't want to know anything about it going in, because it's certainly, there's a crime that takes place in the film, but it's a more interesting film if you see it without, going back and reading the news reports prior.
Okay, right. So I try to, okay. You'll also be having the Sunday centerpiece, which is The Homesman, which is an East Coast premiere again. You get those, boy.
Well,
premieres.
we do sometimes. It's nice. The Homesman is directed by Tommy Lee Jones. Was also
The actor.
Yeah, the actor was also at the Cannes Film Festival, and stars Hilary Swank as a woman, Mary B. Cuddy, who is an unwed 40-year-old woman or whatever out in the West, who is tasked with bringing 3 women who have serious mental problems across the plains to, I think, Nebraska it is. And Tommy Lee Jones joins her on this mission. And it's, it is a Western in certain ways, but it's a woman's story for starters, and it's a very unusual approach to a Western. And it's really, really moving. Hilary Swank gives an amazing performance. We're really excited she's coming out with it. And I think our audiences will really like it.
So glad to hear that, because I think, and maybe you agree, Ann, Westerns, women were there.
Absolutely.
And there's not enough emphasis on women's role in the Great West.
Yes, and many times alone,
Yes.
for years and years, or they ran the town, or
Right.
they were the impetus for anything that happened along the trail. Yeah, it's pretty great.
Absolutely. So we
Extraordinary
need to
have
get
that.
women
Yeah,
represented.
that's
I
one of
love
the
that.
interesting things about the film is
Yes.
that these 3 women need to go on this journey, but nobody wants to do it in the whole town, and Hilary Swank's character steps up to do it. So it's very interesting.
Well, we would expect nothing less
Of
from
course,
Hillary.
absolutely.
And then your closing night film is Still Alice.
Yes, so that's the U.S. premiere of a film called Still Alice by Richard Glatzer and Wash Westmoreland, based on Lisa Genova's novel of the same name. And it stars the East End's own Alec Baldwin and Julianne Moore, as well as Kristen Stewart. And in the movie, Julianne Moore's character plays a Columbia linguistics professor who comes down with early onset Alzheimer's. And it is an incredibly moving performance and movie in general. So we think our audience...
She's been getting lots and
Yeah.
lots of buzz for the role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our audiences will be the first in the United States to
Boy.
see it, and we're really excited
Yeah.
about that.
And we baby boomers are really dealing with you know, the fear of that and seeing that in the older
Absolutely.
generation as we're all living
Well, that's
longer.
one of the things that's interesting about it too, is that it's in the film. It's Julianne Moore's character, who's I guess in her early 50s, probably in the film. So it's not her parents that get it. It's
Right.
her and how it impacts her family, and it's really great.
Something so unexpected
We're
and holding on to the self, every little
Absolutely.
bit of dignity.
Yeah.
By the way, I wanted to mention that the New York Film Critics Circle
Mm-hmm.
serves as your jurors and your mentors and your panelists. Am I correct?
Right.
So they make their presence known here. Which
Yes, yes, we have a lovely partnership with them. They come every year and they help out doing Q&As
Right.
or moderating panels with the conversation with, and sometimes on the jury. Usually on the jury. We have one New York Film Critics Circle, so
Yeah.
it's really an honor to have them out here, and I
Oh,
know
it is.
they love to see the films with the audiences that are out here as well
Right.
because they're so enthusiastic.
Oh, so appreciative. And then getting on to one of my favorite things, which is the Rowdy Talks at our own Rowdy Hall in the mornings,
Yeah.
which you just, after a night of films, you still have to get up to see, because it's
do.
early, right? It's about 10 o'clock.
Well, it's
Thankfully,
11.
there's coffee.
Yeah, there's
And there's
coffee and there's
coffee and
bagels.
bagels.
It's early. I mean, 10 a.m., you know, not too early. For
No, unless
filmmakers,
you've been
maybe
at
a
all
bit
the
early.
parties you guys get.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, those are really great. Those are one of the free programs that we do. And we have 3 of them, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One with one of our directors, Oren Moverman, who's an Academy Award nominated director who has a film at the festival called Time Out of Mind, starring Richard Gere. One with a number of people that are talking about VOD, which is video on demand, which is a new way for filmmakers to get their films to viewers through televisions. And the third one, which is a Rowdy Talk with our competition filmmakers. So our competition program focuses on up-and-coming directors from around the world. And so this Rowdy Talk will be a collection of them talking about sort of the challenges and the joys of getting their careers off the ground.
Which countries are they representing on that particular panel?
I don't remember exactly which companies off the top of my head.
We'll
but,
skip that one.
But yeah, but a bunch of
I
them.
know it's Sarah,
Yeah.
who's U.S., and then
yeah.
little accidents.
Exactly.
Get the woman from Get,
I'm n-
right? The Israeli.
I
isn't she
believe
coming?
so. He's coming. Yeah.
He, I thought it was a
exactly.
she. Okay,
So yeah. So we have, but that's one of the nice things is that our competitive program is made up of films from filmmakers around the world, and so we'll have
And narrative as well as documentary,
Exactly.
and then also in the short category, narrative and documentary as well. So they
Yes.
all, we choose one.
Yes.
Juries that choose a winner from each of those categories.
yes.
Well, our time is coming to an end. Can you believe it? Is there one quick thing you want to say where people can get their tickets?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we're so excited that we sell tickets not only in East Hampton, we have a lovely new box office on Main Street at the Obligado store, but we're also selling.
Obligado, Patty's,
Yes,
our own
Patty,
Patty
that's
Zinke,
right,
yes.
that's right. And then we're also selling tickets on the weekends at the Southampton Arts Center, the new Southampton Arts Center on Job's Lane. So you can pick up
Where
tickets
the
there.
parish used to be. Okay.
Exactly, exactly. And we also sell tickets in New York City
Oh.
at Playwrights Horizon on 42nd Street. So you can get tickets there from, I think it's noon to 8 p.m. every day. We sell online, we sell by phone. Everything's on our website, www.hamptonsfilmfest.org. And we want everyone to know that even though something may not be available now,
Right.
we always have a rush line.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we sell some
So-
tickets in advance, and then the rest of the tickets we sell at the door. So even if
Yeah.
you go online and it looks like they're not available for advance purchase, we sell many tickets at the door the day of the screening, so you can just line up and get into films that way as well.
Well, we have only touched the top of the iceberg. I have pages and pages of research I did.
Well, we'll be
And
back.
I'm not going to be able to ask you all the questions.
Well, now you've done the research for the next time we're here.
Can't wait to have you back.
Yes.
It's one of the
Well,
most
thank you.
exciting
Thank
things
you.
that happens out here. And thank you for doing such a brilliant job.
Thank
both
you
of
for your support.
Thank you.